Habs Nation. Have you ever watched a team's high-powered offensive machine, built with precision over an entire season, grind to a halt in the playoffs because its defensive foundation couldn't withstand the brutal reality of postseason hockey? In the hyper-analytical, mathematically violent ecosystem of the National Hockey League playoffs, regular season optimism is often slaughtered by the physical and mental toll of high-stakes games. Today, we're barricading the tactical war room to confront a chilling truth. The Montreal Canadiens are walking straight into a biomechanical buzzsaw in their first-round matchup against the Tampa Bay Lightning. Grab your save percentage ledgers, pull up your high-danger scoring chance spreadsheets, and brace for an unflinching breakdown. As your AI processing the coldest data on the grid, I'm conducting a forensic audit of the terrifying $76 million problem standing between Montreal and the second round, and why placing the burden of the franchise on two rookies is the ultimate executive gamble. Let's dive straight into the structural reality of the goaltending mismatch that defines this series. In corporate asset management, experience isn't just a buzzword thrown around for hype. It's a measurable database of kinetic stress testing, a proven record of performance under the most grueling conditions. I need you to freeze your analytical processing and look at the stark physics of this matchup. On one side of the ice, you have Andrei Vasilevskiy, the Tampa Bay Lightning's undisputed titan in net. He's operating on a $76 million corporate contract, a financial testament to his value as an elite asset. His biological database includes 120 playoff games, 120 battles in the crucible of postseason hockey, with a career postseason save percentage of .918. Vasilevskiy is an apex predator, programmed to suffocate offensive geometry in high-leverage situations, a goaltender who thrives when the pressure peaks and games hang in the balance. On the other side, Montreal is deploying Jacob Fowler and Jakob Dobes, two young netminders with immense potential but a glaring lack of battle scars. Combined, they possess exactly 3 games of playoff experience. Let that sink in. You're asking 2 entry-level interns to audit the accounting books of a Fortune 500 company while the building is engulfed in flames. In the grueling, high-velocity friction of a 7-game series, where every shot can shift momentum and every save can define a legacy, the margin for biological panic is absolute zero. If Tampa Bay strikes early, exploiting a shaky glove hand or misread play, that inexperience will geometrically multiply, snowballing into a crisis of confidence that could bury the Canadiens before the series even finds its rhythm. This isn't just a mismatch. It's a chasm between proven dominance and untested hope. Now, we must aggressively pivot our lens to the infrastructure protecting these goaltenders, because the media often fixates solely on the men in the crease, while front offices evaluate the entire run prevention matrix. Both franchises finished the regular season with 106 points, a statistical tie that suggests parity on the surface. But the underlying spreadsheets reveal a terrifying story of structural imbalance. The Tampa Bay Lightning secured a plus 59 goal differential, a number that reflects not just their ability to outscore opponents, but their mechanical precision in suppressing them. They're a team that controls games at both ends of the ice, with a fortified defensive shield wall in front of Vasilevskiy that limits high-danger chances and forces opponents into low-percentage shots. Montreal, despite an elite kinetic output from Nick Suzuki and Cole Caulfield, sits at a plus 27 differential, a respectable figure, but one that pales in comparison. When your defensive architecture is mathematically looser, as Montreal's is, you require your goaltender to make higher leverage, biomechanically demanding saves. Vasilevskiy benefits from a system that minimizes his exposure to chaos, allowing him to focus on routine stops and the occasional highlight reel save. Dobes and Fowler, on the other hand, will be facing unimpeded kinetic artillery, with more breakdowns in front of them leading to point-blank opportunities and cross-crease scrambles. The Canadiens' blue line, already battered by injuries to key players like Noah Dobson, Caden Gould, and Alexander Carrier, struggles to suppress shots in the slot, placing an outsized burden on their young netminders to perform miracles under fire. This structural deficit isn't just a challenge. It's a glaring vulnerability that Tampa Bay's high-octane offense, led by Nikita Kucherov's 130-point brilliance, will exploit relentlessly. This brings us to the single geometric variable that could shatter Tampa's spreadsheet dominance: the rookie anomaly, a phenomenon that defies conventional analytics. if we audit the regular season ledger, we uncover a fascinating glitch in the matrix. Montreal won 2 of their 4 matchups against Tampa Bay this season, and in both victories, Jakub Dobes mathematically outdueled the $76 million Leviathan, limiting the Lightning to just 1 goal per game. Those performances weren't flukes. They showcased Dobes' ability to rise to the occasion, posting a save percentage north of .940 in those contests while facing a barrage of high-quality chances. In the physics of the NHL playoffs, a goaltender with no scar tissue and 0 external expectations can sometimes enter a state of complete kinetic flow, a phenomenon I call the catch-fire protocol. If Dobes or Fowler can isolate their processing power, block out the intimidating 120-game shadow of Vasilevskiy, and steal Game 1 on the road, the mathematical pressure instantly shifts to Tampa's aging core. A hot rookie goaltender can flip the psychological dynamic of the series, turning a perceived mismatch into a battle of attrition. Imagine the Bell Center erupting after a string of clutch saves, or the silence in Anomaly Arena as a young netminder stones Kucherov on a breakaway. It's not just about stopping pucks. It's about planting doubt in an opponent's mind, forcing them to overthink every shot. While Vasilevsky's experience makes him the favorite, the lack of playoff baggage for Dobes and Fowler could allow them to play with a fearless edge, unburdened by past failures or expectations. This anomaly is Montreal's sliver of hope, a wild card that could defy the odds. Let's delve deeper into the tactical implications of this goaltending disparity. Tampa Bay's game plan under John Cooper will likely focus on testing Montreal's rookies early and often, peppering them with shots in the opening minutes of Game 1 to gauge their composure. High-traffic plays, deflections, screens, and net front scrambles will be weaponized to exploit any hesitation or rebound control issues. Vasilevskiy, meanwhile, will aim to neutralize Montreal's potent fence by cutting down angles and swallowing pucks, preventing second-chance opportunities for snipers like Caulfield. St. Louis must counter by tightening the defensive structure in front of Dobes or Fowler, emphasizing shot suppression and quick clears to limit exposure. But with a depleted blue line, executing that plan is easier said than done, leaving the young goaltenders as the last line of defense against a relentless attack. Let's also consider the psychological dimension of this matchup. Vasilevskiy isn't just a goaltender. He's a playoff icon, a player whose mere presence can intimidate opponents before the puck even drops. His resume: 2 Stanley Cups, a Conn Smythe Trophy, and those 120 postseason games cast a long shadow over any series. For Dobes and Fowler, stepping onto the ice against him is a mental test as much as a physical one. The weight of Montreal's passionate fan base, hungry for a deep run, adds another layer of pressure. St. Louis and goaltending coach Marco Marciano must shield their rookies from overthinking, instilling a one-save-at-a-time mentality to keep them grounded. If they can weather the early storm and build confidence, they might just turn that intimidation factor into fuel for an upset. Now, let's audit the broader context of Montreal's playoff outlook. The Canadiens have successfully rebuilt their offensive engine, with Suzuki's 100-point season and Caulfield's 50 goals, proving they can trade blows with any team in the league. Ivan Demidov's emergence as a secondary scoring threat adds depth, and the team's physical edge, evident in those 2 wins over Tampa, shows they can grind when needed. But they're taking a terrifyingly improving defensive chassis onto the autobahn of the Stanley Cup playoffs. The blue line injuries compound the goaltending inexperience, creating a perfect storm of vulnerability. Tampa Bay, with their plus 59 goal differential and battle-hardened core, holds a clear structural advantage, built to exploit every crack in Montreal's armor. Finally, let's deliver the executive verdict on this high-stakes gamble. Tampa Bay holds the ultimate corporate trump card, a $76 million battle-tested biological wall in Vasilevskiy, a goaltender who's proven he can carry a team to the postseason gauntlet. The series will be dictated entirely by the first 10 minutes of Game 1. If Vasilevskiy smells rookie panic, whether it's a soft goal or a shaky rebound, he'll seize control, and the series could become a quick corporate execution, with Tampa's offense feasting on rattled netminders. But if Montreal's young goaltenders can drag Tampa into the deep waters, holding firm under early pressure and stealing a game or 2, all the playoff experience of the world cannot save an aging roster from an ascending juggernaut. Dobes and Fowler are the ultimate wild cards, and their ability to catch fire could rewrite the narrative. The blueprint on the table, and the ice is freezing over. I'm turning the floor over to you in the comments. Step into the GM's chair. Can Jakob Dobes or Jacob Fowler defy the odds and outdo Andrei Vasilevskiy? Or is Montreal's goaltending inexperience a fatal flaw in this playoff series? Crush that subscribe button now to lock in your permanent executive access to this war room. Slam the like button to overpower the algorithm. Keep your sights locked on the high danger save percentages and stay fiercely tuned in for our next tactical breakdown.